In this video, we're revisiting the stuff that is essential, stuff that makes us happier, that makes us more resilient, and that makes us more focused. The basics of self-care and how you can raise your levels of self-care, particularly while you're self-isolating. Right now, we are all staying in our homes. A lot of people have lost the routines that keep them sane. The extroverts are struggling because they can't see all the people. The introverts are struggling because we need people time too. And the world in general is very stressful. One of the most helpful things that you can do for yourself is to focus on your self-care in this time. Focus on taking care of yourself the best that you can, so in turn you can help other people to do the same. In this video, I am going to share with you some ideas on how to keep your self-care levels as high as possible during this time, based on the 7 self-care pillars that I like to prioritize. But before we do that, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare right now I think is perfect for getting creative for the purposes of self-care, learning as a way to fend off the boredom that you might be experiencing if you are spending a lot of time at home. I find particularly for me, boredom leads to anxiety. So occupying my time with self-care activities like learning is really helpful. Also, you've got a whole community with similar interests, so there's lots of encouragement and support on the platform. There are workshops, classes, and more exercises around drawing, journaling, writing, which can be really helpful to manage your stress, as well as practicing mindfulness and connecting with each other. Right now, I would absolutely be recommending Mari Andrews' classes that are all around creator self-discovery. I just love her classes. I find them really soothing to do. Very much a nice self-care activity, self-reflection activity. I'm gonna have those classes listed in the description below. The first 1,000 people to click at the link in the description down below will get 2 months for free of premium membership on Skillshare. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when you compare it to pricey in-person classes and workshops. It is less than $10 a month for an annual subscription. So let's talk about how you can keep your self-care levels up while you're self-isolating, starting with movement. Movement does so many things, but the main thing that I notice when I exercise is that I'm more resilient when anxious thoughts come my way, which is extra helpful at times like right now, and I'm less prone to get overly angry or upset. Right now, even if you weren't working out before, you're still likely missing out on movement during your day. Little things that you did, like walking to the cafe near your work, going to the beach on the weekend, walking with a friend in the week, all filled up your movement bucket a little, and now you don't have those things. While you're isolating, consider mixing your movement with connection. So do home workouts while you FaceTime a friend and they do the same. Go on your walks and call your mom while you're walking. Start doing those house projects that you've been putting off that involve a lot of movement, like decluttering or painting, and be more conscious to really move as you do them. Next up, rest. So for a lot of people right now, this is a forced rest in a culture filled with burnout and exhaustion. Treat it as a period to restore yourself and relax. Binge Tiger King and chill out for a bit. Read a fantasy novel or 2 while you recuperate and recover. But don't let Netflix and nothing else become your new normal. You don't need to get every single thing done and start a workout routine and change your life while you isolate, but if that's what you want to do, by all means do it. On the other end of the spectrum, you don't want to behave in a way that could lead to ongoing sadness, anxiety, and purposelessness by filling your days with Netflix and TikTok only. Try to find meaning in your days through restorative rest by working on relaxing projects, writing, baking, or gardening, depending on what you're into. The next pillar is connection. In a study on connection that spanned over 70 years, they found that close relationships are what kept people happy and healthy throughout their lives. Close relationships protected people from life's discontents, helped to delay mental and physical decline, and are better predictors of long-term happy lives than social class, IQ, and even genes. Whether you're an introvert who needs lots of one-on-one D&Ms, or you're an extrovert who loves being around lots of groups of people, without some kind of connection, we all wither. Organize regular online catch-up with friends on House Party or Zoom like you would organize to catch up with friends during the week normally. If you know anyone's addresses, send letters to your friends, your parents, or your family. Reach out to the people that you love every day or 2 and check in on them, see how they're going, particularly if there's someone who is living alone. Nutrition and hydration. If you're at home a lot right now, you'll probably have realized how easy it is to eat your time away when you're bored and you have nothing else to do. If you find that you're eating a lot more than normal, try finding a project that you care about that'll take up your time. Doesn't have to be learning a language or writing a book. It can be focusing on a self-care project or setting up the best backyard picnic possible. The more bored that you are, the more crap that you're going to eat and the worse that you're going to feel. If you're a chronic snacker, try divvying up your snacks in the cupboards so that you're not grabbing out a whole bag of chips and you're just grabbing out a small portion of chips. If you're at your desk for most of the day, so you're doing a lot of work from home, make sure that you have a glass of water or a bottle of water that is easy to use right in front of you. When it comes to water, I think one of the biggest ways to drink more is just to have it more accessible and more in your face. Environment. Now is a good time to create an environment that makes you feel calm through decluttering and deep cleaning and organizing. One thing that cleaning will give you in this time is a sense of control, which is something we're all actually lacking right now. You can also shape an environment that supports you by doing some things in your digital world, like muting the stories and posts of people who are posting a lot about the current world situation when you want to be more intentional about seeking guidelines on a daily basis, but not filling your whole life with news about COVID. If you're in an area that allows it, take advantage of the ability to go outside and exercise, even if it's just for a 10-minute walk. If you have nature near you, get into it. Being outside and getting in nature reminds you that the world is bigger than just your world. The next pillar is sleep. Studies have found that if you're not sleeping enough, you're far more likely to have bad moods and find it more difficult to regulate your own emotional responses. Work on your sleeping schedule by going to sleep at the same time every night and waking up at the same time every morning. This is one part of our routine that a lot of us will have lost if we're not going into work every day, but it's really important to give yourself those key anchors that you can build your routines around. To make yourself sleepy earlier, try turning off all of the lights in your house and getting off your phone by replacing it with a book or just sitting down with a cup of tea. If you want to learn more about getting a good sleep, I have a whole video on it. It has some really helpful tips based on the book Sleep by Matthew Walker. I'll have that linked on the screen and down below. The next pillar is mindset. If there is any time to work on your mindset, it's right now because you have the time, and it's also a very stressful time when mindset needs to be a priority. All of the other self-care pillars will help your mindset, but there are also specific things that you can do that are designed to help build your mindset muscle. Things like practicing loving kindness meditation at home. That's where you send a whole bunch of love to yourself and a whole bunch of love to the world around you. A really good meditation to do in the times right now. Cognitive journaling of your anxious thoughts will be really helpful, particularly if you're someone that gets health anxiety. There's a really good article on cognitive journaling that I'm going to put in the description down below. So whenever you do have a really anxious thought come up, go through that cognitive journaling process. If you're feeling really overwhelmed, your health anxiety is out of control, seek support where you can. Go on a mental health care plan if you live in Australia and that's an option available for you. Or talk to someone who's close to you that gets it, or consider seeking a counselor or a therapist to talk to. If you are looking for an ISO project to keep yourself occupied and to focus on the good things in life, I would highly recommend my Intentional Life Challenge. It walks you through creating a happiness plan, which I think is probably the most important part in this time, and also simplifying your weeks, creating your values, and creating a vision for your life. I'm gonna have that linked on the screen as well as down below for you to watch next. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you soon.